She spent 3 years making excuses for the man who broke her bones. Then one night, he broke her nose and she made a decision that would change everything. This is the story of Alice. On the outside, Alice's life looked normal. The house, a husband, a routine. But behind that front door was a secret Alice had been carrying for years. Her husband, Doug, had a temper, and when that temper flared, it was Alice who paid the price. Broken bones, stitches, bruises she learned to cover with makeup and long sleeves. Alice had been to the hospital more times than she could count. But every time someone asked if she was okay, she had an answer ready. I fell. I'm clumsy. It's not that bad. She always made excuses for him. She never pressed charges. Part of her still believed he would change. Alice held on to the man she married, the version of Doug that used to make her laugh, the version she hoped was still in there somewhere. But hope doesn't heal broken bones, and excuses don't stop a fist. Then came the night that changed everything. Doug came home angry, and this time, when he lashed out, he broke her nose. Alice lay on the floor, bleeding, staring at the ceiling of the life she'd been trapped in. And in that moment, something inside her shifted. Not fear this time. Something sharper, something final. No more. She didn't call Doug's name. She didn't wait for an apology. Alice made herself a promise that night, and when the sun came up, she was going to keep it. The very next day, Alice did something she'd never done before. She picked up the phone and hired a self-defense trainer. When the trainer met her, he didn't need an explanation. One look at her broken nose and the fading bruise around her eye told him everything he needed to know. He understood the assignment. Immediately, Alice's first lesson was Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Her second was kickboxing. She was not a natural athlete, but she was something more dangerous. She was motivated. Every session, she soaked up every detail, every stance, every strike, every escape. Her trainer had never seen a student absorb information so fast. But Alice didn't stop when class ended. Every day her husband was gone. She trained at home, shadowboxing in the living room, practicing kicks against a bag in the garage, turning her fear into muscle memory. Weeks became months. And slowly, something in Alice changed. Her shoulders sat a little straighter. Her hands didn't shake as much. For the first time in years, she didn't feel like prey. She felt ready. Then, one night, months into her training, Doug came home drunk and angry, just like always. He started in on her the way he always had, words first, then his hands. He struck her, but this time, something was different. This time, Alice didn't freeze. Months of training took over. Alice dropped into her stunts without even thinking about it. She drove a vicious kick into his calf, exactly where her trainer taught her. Doug staggered. Alice spun and drove her elbow into his face, then another strike, and another. Every blow was calm, controlled, earned. Doug hit the floor. The man who had broken her bones for years was now the one on the ground, begging her to stop. Alice looked down at him. No fear in her eyes anymore, just clarity. She grabbed the suitcase she had quietly packed weeks before. One last kick, not out of rage, out of closure. As she walked out the door, she said 2 words that ended years of fear: never again. Alice didn't just survive that night, she reclaimed herself. Every broken bone, every excuse. Every night she told herself, it's not that bad. She left all of it behind that door. If you or someone you know is experiencing abuse, you don't have to face it alone. Help is always available, and it's never too late to choose yourself. If this story moved you, like this video, subscribe for more, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. *.